Good morning, I'm James Gruber and welcome to the morning report for Wednesday the 15th of April. Well, the on-again, off-again talks between the US and Iran are now apparently on again. Reports suggest negotiations will resume in Pakistan this week. That's all that was needed for share markets to continue their rise, while oil prices tanked on the news. Investors are also switching some of their attention to US corporate earnings, and it seems that it's a case of so far, so good on that front. As for the Aussie share market, the ASX 200 futures point to a higher open, up 0.4%. A reminder, yesterday the ASX 200 ended up 0.5% to 8,970.8. It came despite news of RBA Deputy Governor Andrew Hauser speaking in New York on Tuesday morning, suggesting Australians will suffer a big income shock from the oil price spike triggered by the Iran war. It, quote, is the central banker's nightmare. Inflation up, activity down. Yesterday, miners rose nearly 2% to their highest level in more than a month and snapped a 3-day losing streak on the back of robust iron ore prices. Technology stocks added 3.4%, mirroring the rise in their US peers, while energy stocks added 0.3%. Today might be a different story for oil stocks given the drops in crude prices overnight, while technology shares may continue their gains given the positive lead from the Nasdaq overnight. Moving to commodity markets, global oil prices slid on Tuesday on those reports that Iran will resume talks with the US and Israel. Brent crude futures settled down 4.6% to $94.79 US a barrel, while NYMEX crude plunged nearly 8% to $91.28 US a barrel. Base metal prices were mixed on Tuesday. Copper futures hit 6-week highs, up 1.6%. on the prospects for renewed peace talks. Meanwhile, aluminium futures dropped 0.3% on profit-taking. Let's take a look at currencies. The Aussie dollar was last trading up 0.4% to 71.26 US cents. Let's go back a step to see how Wall Street and other world markets did. The Dow Jones index finished up 0.7%. The S&P 500 was 1.2% higher, and the Nasdaq added 2%. A closer look at the trading day there. Wall Street advanced after the reports of fresh efforts to ease the Middle East conflict. Software stocks rose 2.6%, logging their biggest 2-day gains since May last year. The financial sector edged 0.2% higher. BlackRock gained 3% after the asset manager reported a rise in first quarter profit, helped by strong inflows into its ETFs and a sharp increase in performance fees. Citigroup rose 2.7% and hit its highest in nearly 2 decades after beating first quarter profit estimates, while Johnson & Johnson added 0.9% after reporting earnings. JP Morgan inched 0.8% lower following its first quarter results, while Wells Fargo declined 5.7% after interest income fell short of market expectations. Among other stock movers, United Airlines and American Airlines rose 2.1% and 7.6% respectively on reports of merger talks. Separately, US producer prices increased less than expected in March, with the producer price index up 0.5% after a downwardly revised 0.5% gain in February. And the International Monetary Fund warned a prolonged closure of the Strait of Hormuz could plunge the global economy into its third recession this century. US government bond yields fell on Tuesday on the peace talk optimism. The US 10-year Treasury yield dropped 5 points to 4.25%, while the US 2-year Treasury yield declined 4 points to 3.74%. To the European markets, the continent-wide FTSE Euro First 300 index ended 1% higher, and the UK FTSE 100 rose 0.3%. Europe closed at its highest level in over a month on Tuesday, with investors welcoming signs of a resumption in Middle East peace talks, even as companies warned of fallout from the war. Industrials and banks boosted the index, rising 1.6% and 2.3%. Tech shares moved higher, with Dutch semiconductor stocks BE Semiconductor gaining 5.3%, while ASML and ASMI were up 2% and 1.4% respectively. Meanwhile, the energy index lost 1.5%, with heavyweight Shell and BP off about 2.5% each. Imperial Brands dropped 4.8% after the maker of Davidoff cigarettes said the impact of the Middle East conflict could disrupt second-half performance. So let's take a look at what's on our watch list. In Australia, there are more ASX companies making dividend payments, including Endeavour Group, Qantas and Ramelius Resources. In the US, earnings season continues, with Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Progressive, PNC Financial and M&T Bank reporting today. And that's it for today. For further developments on the local trading session, please tune in to the CommSec Market Update podcast this afternoon and, of course, the Market Close video. Have a great day.